Hello, it's Kylie Bertucci, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia here with you. I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful card today. It's a very simple card. It might look complicated, but I promise you it's not. I'm using the brand new embossing folder, which is called, I'll bring it in here to show you. This is a big mouthful, so hopefully I get it right. The Lovely Floral Dynamic Textured Impressions Embossing Folder. Yes, an award for getting that. And if you want the item code, this is the item code here, you can take a screenshot and that will be available the 1st of June. So put that on your shopping list. That's for customers. If you're a demonstrator, you will be able to pre-order that embossing folder from the 2nd of May, hopefully, if it's on the pre-order. If not, we'll all have to wait until the 1st of June. So let's come on in here and show you how I made this card. I'm actually going to use different colors this time for the video, just to mix it up and show you how different it can look with just some different colors. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to show you how I cut things from scratch. So here in Australia, we use A4 size, and at times it can be really overwhelming knowing how to cut our paper and get the most out of it, especially when we're making a card from absolute scratch. So the first thing I like to do is my base. You have two options. With my card today, I have done it opening upwards. So I have the sort of narrow half cut lengthways, but you can do it the other way as well. So you can cut it, sorry, I just knocked you there. You can cut it at 14.9, some do it at 14.8 and then cut it there. But I do like when I'm doing a portrait card to just cut it in half. This full cardstock is 21 centimeters, so I'm going to cut it in half at 10.5 centimeters. Use my beautiful Stampin' trimmer. If you don't have a trimmer, definitely look at getting one. So that's all I do. And then I get my beautiful bone folder, which makes sure that I get a really nice crisp clean fold at the top. Just fold that in half, make sure that it's sort of lined up here on both sides, and then just come in here and push down, crease that. And that is my card base. So nice and simple, just cut in half, and then I have my card base. Now the next layer here, we have the, I'm going to start from this layer here because I measured that was 7 centimeters by 11.4 centimeters. So sorry to all those imperial peeps, but I'm doing it in centimeters today. So what I like to do with my white cardstock, when I have such a big piece, I do like to again cut it in half so that I'm utilizing all the pieces, because majority of the time I'm going to be using either half of this, like a portion of it, and I find that by cutting it in half, either way, landscape or so 14.9 or by 10.5 this way, and it just means that I'm utilizing the piece of cardstock to its best potential. So basically a normal card, the width of the card is 10.5. So I've just come in here and I've thought, well, I want a smaller frame so that I give it a nice frame around. So I decided to do it at 7 centimeters. So I can see here that that is 1, 2, 3.5 centimeters off the 10.5. Then I know exactly what to cut it from the other side. So it's 14.9. If I take 3.5 off, it's 1, 2, 3.5. So it's 11.4 centimeters. So let's go in and cut 11.4 this way, because this is the longer way. And then we come in the other side and do 7 centimeters. And that is going to be sort of my gauge of where I go next. So that's the embossing part. Then the next layer, the color that I'm using is the beautiful powder pink. By the way, this is Berry Burst that I'm using here. And then powder pink. These are our in colors, Stampin' Up! In colors. So if you don't have these, they are stunning. We've got new ones coming on the 1st of June as well. So again, cut in half. And then because we want a layer, I just like to use 0.3 or 3 millimeters outside as a little border or base to my card. So we cut it at 11.4. So then we're going to go 3 millimeters, 1, 2, 3. So that there is 11.7. Yep, 11.7. And then we do 7.3. And then I have a nice base to the card. There we go. You just check it, eyeballs, make sure it's all good. Yep, that looks good. Then the next layer is, again, 3 centimeters more than what our base here was. So we did 11.7. So we're going to go 12 centimeters on this one, which, yeah, we definitely have to do this way. 12 centimeters, and then we went up to, so always grab it if you need to, if you're unsure of what your measurements were. So we went to 7.4, is it? 7.3. So then we go 7.6 the other way. 7.6. Okay. And then we have our 3 layers. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And then our base. Oh, look at those colours together. They look so good. So we'll just move all our little scraps to the side because they can get a little bit confusing if you leave them there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is come in and do some beautiful embossing here. So I'll just get my big shot. Excuse me if it wobbles. I'm still trying to get a little extension on my camera so that I don't have it sitting on the desk that I'm using. Okay. So I'm using the textured embossing folder. It is really thick, these embossing folders. So you only need the plate, the base of the Big Shot platform, and one of the clear Big Shot plates. And then I'm going to put it inside. Sorry about the glare. And it doesn't really matter how you place this. Like, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. You can have it coming off, but all I wanted to make sure was that I just had enough room at the base to put my sentiment. So I sort of came off the card a bit and then left a bit of room down the bottom here for the thank you. And of course you want your flower to look pretty, so that looks about good there. So let's come in here and run that through the Big Shot. I've got a nice new plate here. Mine were looking a bit worse for wear. Now you can spritz these, because these embossing folders are quite, they've got like different depths to it. You can spray it with some Stampin' Mist or a bit of water just to get the most out of it. But I have found with this anyway that it was fine without having to spray water. So look how beautifully detailed that is. So you've got both sides embossed or debossed. I'm using the debossed side. And we're going to come in and sponge that. So I'm going to use a mixture of both inks. I've got my Berry Burst here and I've got my powder pink. And what I'm going to do is open up both, because I sort of do a mix of both. Just make sure you know which one's which. Don't stamp into the wrong one. So what I like to do, particularly with the dark colours, is just to sponge off a little bit, because it does have quite a little bit of ink and you don't want it to be too strong. So that's probably enough of that one. Quite a strong colour, that one. So just be really careful with the Berry Burst. And come in with the powder pink. This one you don't have to be as particular with. As you can see, it's not as strong as the Berry Burst. That's nice. And you can leave a little bit of white spot as well. And there you have, how quick and easy was that? Just with some sponge daubers, if you're wondering what these are. So just, yeah, get your ink, sponge it up. And then I'm going to come in with this beautiful thank you that comes from the Love What You Do stamp set. This is the new stamp set here. And again, that is going to be available early for customers. So look out for this. May the 1st, you'll be able to order this as it in a bundle, or there's a few different bundles. But anyway, there's the item code there. You won't be able to get it individually, but just please look out on my blog for more information on how to get that. If you live in Australia, you can get that from me. So we're going to come in with the Berry Burst and use the Thank You. And because it's polymer, we can see right through it. Don't worry with your stamp sets that if they've got, you can see that I've used the archival black. Don't worry about the staining because it still works perfectly. Stamp that on there. And there you have a beautiful base. Then all we do is just glue it all together. I'll close our inks off. Come in with our already pre-folded card and our layers. Here's the prototype here, so you can see just the difference using different colors make. Look at that. Stunning. I use Tombow for my glue of preference. Everyone has their different glue that they like. Some like snail, tear and tape. There's lots of different options, but I do like Tombow because of the movement that you can get. Once you've stuck it down, there's a little bit of time that you have. Glue that down. I hope you're crafting along with me. I love it when people craft with me. And make sure you comment afterwards. Tell me what you think of the card. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Because, you know, it gets me happy and excited. Keeps me creating. And then I can use my grid paper. It's actually really good to use the grid paper because it helps you to line up as close as you can to straighten it up. That's it. Looks good. And then I thought I'll use a little bit of Dimension because I didn't put this on dimensionals. So I've just got some of the beautiful new Artisan Pearls, which again will be in the Share What You Love bundle, which comes out in May. So please look out for that bundle and more details on my blog. And I'm going to come in and use these beautiful colours here because they are just gorgeous. So I'm going to use one here. And I think this one here is actually our new pink, but I thought it kind of goes really well with these pinks anyway. And here, another one up the top. And if you wanted to, you could even like put it on some of these flowers. It's really up to you how crazy you want to go. But I do like less is more for me. You might want to go more crazy with your embellishments. And the other thing that's really fun to do, and I've done it on this card here, I haven't actually showed you this yet, but on the inside, I did some embossing on the inside layer and some sponging as well. So very simply, I'll come in and show you that as well, because it's so much fun to do the inside. So bring our little big shot back. Well, he's not really little, is he? Our big shot. And, oh, I should cut this first, sorry. He can go this way. So let's get our Stampin' Trimmer. And I'm going to cut this at 10 centimeters by 14.4. That's my usual inside of the card. You can do it slightly bigger if you want, because you have obviously till 10.5. But if you wanted like layering as well, and we could even do that with this. We've got some powder pink here, so I'll show you how I can do some layering. So what I've done is 14.4. So I'll come in and do 3 centimeters more, which is 14.7 and 10.3. Yep. And we'll see how that looks on the base as well. So you can always cut, if you feel like it's too close to the edge on the inside of the card, you can always just take a millimeter off each layer. But I really like this look because it's very small around each layer. So that looks good. Then we'll come in and emboss this. Move those two out of the way. Okay, so now because I'm just doing the corner of my card and I want that to be debossed, so what I would do is just make sure that the side that I want facing upwards is the one that's raised, because that's what's going to push my image down. And what I'm going to do is just go to the corner. So I'm finding a little corner piece there that I want to do. So just part of the flower, but I don't really want this butterfly to be in it. So this looks good here. And then because of this embossing folder, I can actually just pop it in like this and then just run it to this point here. So I've got my plate underneath. I'll grab that, put that on top. Of course, my handle's around the wrong way, but we will work with that. Okay. I don't want it to hit this. And there we go. It's just slight embossing there. And then we're going to do some sponging just to grab a bit of that colour. And we've learnt that the Berry Burst is very strong in colour, so just be very gentle. And just do a little bit here, a little bit over here. So you're not grabbing too much of it. And then a little bit of the powder pink as well. This one we can be a little bit more heavy-handed with. So you'll get to know your colours and how they sponge well. So you can see it's picking up all that beautiful. And even though it's just very, very slight in this corner, you can see it just creates such a beautiful little accent there, and then just goes with the rest of your card. So let's glue that one down with our Tombow, and then we've got our layered card here as well. Close my inks. Bryn will be happy with me. There we go. And then we'll grab glue here, Tombow. Glue that down. And then another layer here. And we have made a stunning card. And look at the difference. Like, it's just incredible that this is the exact same style and yet they just come up so differently with the different colors. So play with your combos, find out what you really enjoy and what you love. And remember that if you live in Australia and you're looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'll be more than happy to help you. Please subscribe to my channel as well if you want to follow some more of my cards. And please look out for this beautiful, beautiful new catalogue that's coming out on the 1st of June and 2nd of May. Demonstrators will be able to pre-order from it as well. If you live in Australia and you order over $50 with me, you get one of these complimentary, or you're more than welcome to order one from me as well. I'll put the link in the YouTube video links below, so look out for that. I would love to look after you. So if you have any questions, please ask me, and thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm sure I'll see you soon. Thanks everyone. Bye.